Hi, and welcome to the NBA show. My name is Morten Jensen, and today we'll be discussing the demise of the Houston Rockets. Stay tuned. So the very first video that we had on this channel was about the Houston Rockets. They traded away Clint Capella. They were all in on the whole Maury ball concept of shooting lots of threes, not playing with a big man. They wanted to go small. They wanted multiple ball handlers in the form of James Harden and Russell Westbrook. They wanted versatile defense in the form of Robert Covington, and they played really unconventional basketball. This was exciting. Russell Westbrook in particular was flourishing under those circumstances. And then the bubble hit and Westbrook got coronavirus and he got a little bit injured and things just kind of said, it didn't work. Well, it might have worked, but everything just came out poorly in the end. And that led to Mike D'Antoni saying, you know what, this was my last year, not gonna return. So their head coach gone. Daryl Morey, the architect of that Houston Rockets team, their general manager, also said bye-bye and joined the Philadelphia 76ers instead as the team president. So what does that mean for the Rockets now? Because those were two vital pieces that just kind of said, you know what, later. Russell Westbrook might be the next domino to fall. He's requested a trade. He wants out. Does James Harden down the line want out too? It shouldn't come as a surprise. I mean, he had a very close relationship with both Mike D'Antoni and Daryl Morey. With those two gone and his friend Russell Westbrook leaving potentially very soon, what's left really for Harden? The Rockets are in a type of free-for-all. And whenever I get the question when I do live blogs or Twitter Q&As or whatever, the one question I get is, which team do you think is on the downturn in the NBA? Like, what's the biggest team that could really just crash and burn? And it's the same answer these days. It's the Houston Rockets. There's really no way to see them pivot into something good here, unless, of course, they trade James Harden and get an absolute haul. We saw what Paul George fetched in a trade last summer in 2019. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and 5 first-round draft picks, including some pick swaps. It was an immense haul for OKC, and that was for Paul George, who's a great player, don't get me wrong, but he's not an MVP candidate. James Harden is. James Harden right now is in the middle of his prime. He is the most talented scorer since Michael Jordan. Yes, come at me, Kobe stans. It's fine. But he is. There's just no two ways about it. I understand that as athletically, or aesthetically rather, he's not the most fun player to watch, but that's besides the point. This is a guy who'll give you in the mid-30s scoring-wise every single game. He'll get you 7 to 8 assists. He'll do so on great efficiency. He'll get to the line. And there's a benefit, by the way, in getting to the line. It's also just drawing fouls on your opponents, which means that you get into the penalty a lot quicker. Harden helps in that regard. A lot of teams should and will be significantly interested in adding James Harden to their team, and many would be willing to offer up a haul, which is really what the Rockets need at this point. Yeah, I mean, sure, they could stand pat with their lone superstar and try to build something around him, but Harden is 31, so if it takes another 3 to 4 years to build something around him, he'll be at the end of his career. Not even to say that he would be at the end of his prime. He would be closer to the ending of his career. It wouldn't make sense. It's basically do or die for the Rockets at this point. But when owner Tillman Fertitta is, let's just say, reluctant to pay out for a contender, that makes it even more difficult. So for the Rockets, this boils down to taking and making decisions that behooves them in the long run. Trading Russell Westbrook because he asked for it is also partly a positive because he's probably not going to age gracefully. He is a guy who is very reliant upon athleticism, and that is starting to wane a little bit. His shot selection isn't always great, and he wants to be the number one guy, which if you are an NBA team and you have Russell Westbrook as your number one guy, you're not going to be a good team. I'm sorry, that you're just not. So this offseason should actually be the turning point for the Rockets, and not in a good way in terms of, hey, let's add another building block to James Harden. No, it should be, let's get younger. Let's look at how we're going to restart this. And I know that is going to frustrate Rockets fans, but look, what can I say? Don't shoot the messenger. Hi, my name is Morten Jensen, and I'm here to bring you some pretty tragic news. My producer and younger brother Jacob, who edits these videos, has told me that I need to do this type of like and subscribe edition, and you know, I loathe that sort of thing. I really do. I don't want to be one of those guys like, hit the bell icon and you get additional prices for watching this channel. I don't want to be that guy. I really don't want to be that guy, but he's been insisting, so just to basically shut him up, I'm gonna have to ask you to like and subscribe, because apparently that's his whole thing. He gets off on it. I'm sorry.